Hey Robot Builders, this is James. I've got another video here on my B9 Lost in Space robot build. Today I'm going to show you how I mounted the tread section side panels onto an aluminum tread section. I got this idea off of our Facebook club site. A member on there had posted a method they had done with magnets. But I believe they had possibly had a steel tread sections, and I've got aluminum from Norman, and of course magnets don't stick to aluminum, so I had to do a little bit of changing things around, but I think it worked pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to show you this. This video is probably going to be a little jittery because I think the best way to show you is pretty much hold the camera by hand instead of a stand, so it's going to be a little bit jittery, so I apologize for that. But okay, let's get into it. Alrighty, so here's my aluminum treads. It's all painted up and pretty much ready for putting the wheels on, tread wheels on. Still working on those. Mine are 3D printed, so I've got a lot of finishing work to do on those. But I'm ready to put the panels on, side panels on. So first thing I want to point out here is I've got more holes than what most people would have on their treads. So these holes here I've drilled. So those are not in the aluminum treads when you get them from Norman. And those I drilled because I'm mounting my lathe sections down here on this inside part of the treads. Or my leg supports are going to be mounted there, and I needed a way to get to those holes to drill them and to get a screwdriver down in there to access the screws. So those are just access holes up here and the actual mounting holes down here. However, I'm actually going to use those for securing the side panels, so it kind of worked out pretty nice. Oh, and before I forget, I want to apologize for the video being a little bit shaky. I think the best way to show this is kind of hold the camera by hand and go around. So it's going to be a little bit shaky, so I apologize. Alrighty, so again, I'm using magnets, and what I've got is a neodyne magnet, 10 millimeter diameter magnet. Let me see if I can get it focused here. Got these on Amazon, a pack of 50. They don't cost that much. Don't need 50 of them, but pack of 20, pack of 30, pack of 50, they're all about the same price, so I might make sure I got plenty. And as you can see, they won't stick to aluminum. They're just not even close to sticking. But they do stick to regular bolts. Bolts have enough iron in them that magnets will stick to quite nicely. So that's the way I'm going on that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put a magnet on each wheel bolt. These bolts here, this one here up here, these 6 down here, and this one up here are where the tread wheels mount to. Here's the bolts coming through, and that's where the wheels will mount. Again, I'm using 3D wheels. This is what eventually go in there. I think this one goes in there like that. But anyway, and then these wheels here are actually what I've mounted as actual working wheels to move my robot around the house. These are electric scooter wheels that I bought. I forgot what size diameter. I'm thinking 110 millimeter diameter. They're big enough so that when I have the fake wheels, the tread wheels here mounted, those won't rub on my carpet. So it sticks up enough so that it keeps them from rubbing on the carpet, so I can move the robot around. Anyway, back to the mount. So I'm putting a magnet on each of these bolt heads. And then, since I had the holes, I put 2 small bolts up here in these 2 top ones, where I'll have 2 more magnets. So a total of 10 magnets all the way around. And that seemed to hold pretty well. If it does come loose, I can always drill some more holes, put more bolts in. But I think 10 will work fine. Of course, when I do mount my legs braces, leg bars to the treads. These will have to come out, and I can mount them. Once they're mounted, then these can go back in and stay in. But they'll have to come out when I mount it. And the other thing I got, let's see if I can get here close enough to show you. I got a washer under here. And basically what I try to get is get the bolt head to be as close to the magnets that are mounted on the panels or glued on the panels. I want that bolt head as close to those magnets as I can get without having it pull up away from the tread section. So I found that I put one washer under each bolt head, gets it closer to the magnets. All right, so that's where the magnets go. Now the next problem is how do you line up, where do you mount the magnets where they're pretty close. One of the advantage of putting a magnet on to attract to a piece of metal, a piece of iron, is the magnets don't have to be lined up exactly. Whereas if you had a magnet on magnet, they pretty much got to be lined up right together. Otherwise, they're always going to pop together if you got two magnets together. They're going to line up together, and so you got to get them precisely mounted on your item so that your item gets in the right position. But having just a single magnet on a piece of iron, they don't have to be exact, but you still want to get them as close as possible. And here's the final result. Here's a panel, and you can see all the magnets. I got 10 of them around the edges. So what I did was I basically put the bolts in like they are now. Okay. Then I put a magnet on each bolt like that. Okay, so I got the magnet on each bolt. Then I put a piece of double stick permanent tape, and what I use is Gorilla Glue's clear double-sided permanent tape. It's almost like a super glue, but you got time to work with it. You can actually take things off and put them back on once or twice. If you do more than that, you probably need to put a different piece of tape down. But it gives you time to work with it if you don't have it exactly right. And so I put a piece of tape on there. Also, I don't have the nuts on the bolts down here at the bottom. They were loose. Now they're on now, but when I did this, they were loose. And there's just a little bit of difference between putting that double stick tape on and then where the panel's at. So I put the double stick tape on, then I put the panel on, position it where I want it, clamp it in place, and then I would push the rod, the bolt up to where it got to the panel, pushing the panel down, pushing the bolt up, so that the double stick tape that's on here on the magnet would stick to the panel. So that's how I got it kind of lined up. Now, you could probably do them all that way. What I generally did was do like one here and then one there, skipping a little space, and then one up this corner and this corner. I did those, and then I took it off and clamped the magnet to the panel overnight, put a clamp on it so it's good and solid and won't have a chance coming off. Not sure you have to clamp those type of double stick tape, but I do it anyway. Put pressure on it for overnight, make sure it's good and glued on there real well. And then I come back the next day and I actually measure where the other bolt hole, where the other magnet should go, measuring the distance between the one I got and the next one, and did it that way. But I guess you could probably put all the magnets on, put all the tape on, and push them all on and get them on that way. But in any case, that's how I lined up the magnets with the bolt heads and got them all lined up. All right, so then again, here's the panel. Now, the only thing that will happen is it seems like 10 magnets are enough to hold it in place, but it will slide a little bit. It'll slide around a little bit, mostly downward. And if you're going to eventually build a robot that moves around, that's going to have vibration in it, and the panel will slide down some and get out of place. So what I did was I glued some blocks on here, stop blocks. And those stop blocks basically hit right here. So you get up here and see. So that block comes down and hits right there, and the panel can't go down. Now the panel can't go up because the flange right here hits right on the bolt head. It hits right there. So it can't really go up. Can't go upward this way, but it can slide down some. And with those stops there, there's no way that'll slide down. So that should be pretty good on holding it in place. So let's show you how it works. So basically, you just line it up. Again, sorry for the video being kind of shaky. But anyway, then the magnets just pop in place, and there you go. Nicely mounted side panel. No visible bolts on the outside to show, and it just holds on there real nice. And then of course you can always just go up on an edge and boom, have access to the inside of your motor. If you're doing a motorized one, this is really nice. You can access everything nicely. And again, you just basically line it up. Boom. Won't slide down because of the stops. Won't slide upward because of the bolt heads getting in the way. Nice and secure. Alrighty, so that's how I mounted my side panels onto the tread sections, for aluminum tread sections. Hope you liked the video. If you got any questions or comments about it, let me know. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching.